Hi people, today we're reading a comic called Gaining Gamer Girls by hadoukenchips, an incredibly cool guy. He's been doing comics since before most of our viewers were born, I'll say that much.
Honestly, yeah.
And some of them you might have seen interpreted with different visuals and I guess kind of different story by Mega Man, which we have done before, but we have not actually looked directly at the great comics of hadoukenchips himself, which we will be doing today.
Heck yeah, you can check him out on DeviantArt. It'll be linked in the description. So this one's, I do like this one. It's like part enchanting comic, part gaming hot takes. And I mean, gaming, chonky ladies. That's what we love on this channel.
Yeah.
So we start off in the ancient year of 2007. A truly based era. Yes, it was before people said based.
Assassin's Creed? More like Assassin's Creed. It's just so repetitive, Samantha. All you do is listen to some guy ramble on for a bit, go to a new part of the city, climb a tower, eavesdrop someone's conversation, collect some collectibles that don't seem to do anything, tail someone, pickpocket someone else, walk really slowly elsewhere because the guards will attack you if you dare to increase your speed to a brisk walk, try fighting some guards, which basically involves spamming the attack button, then waiting for them to counterattack so you can actually damage them, get bored of that and try running away, only for you to fail to lose the guards long enough to find a haystack to hide in as they chase you Benny Hill style around the city. Try some parkour to lose them only to freeze halfway up a wall as he takes an age to decide what handhold to use. Climbing up onto the roofs to try to lose them, there only to accidentally fling yourself off them by jumping the wrong way as you try in vain to steer them in the direction you actually want to go. Die, wait for it to load again, jump about in the white loading screen while you wait, start again, this time walking really slowly everywhere. Eventually you get to actually assassinate someone. But after all that planning, messing about, and build-up, it involves nothing more complicated than running up to your target, stabbing them, and then running away again. Then just as you're starting to get the feel of the game, you're pulled back out of the enemies to listen to the more people rambling on. Then you start the whole process over again. Repeat this a few more times to win the game.
Aren't you being a little harsh, Jane? It's the first game in a series on a new generation of console, so it's bound to have some teething problems. It's got great graphics and created a very believable recreation of old cities of the past, and with all of these different people going about their lives, it feels like a real place. Having the freedom to climb around these buildings and explore them is something that wouldn't be possible on previous generations.
But the problem is you don't really have any freedom at all. You're artificially restricted to certain sections of the city at a time, and after the novelty of clambering over old buildings wears thin, there's nothing for you to do apart from the boring missions, which don't even give you any freedom on how you're meant to complete them.
Cheer up, I'm sure that if this does get another sequel, they'll improve the parkour and the combat, and have more varied missions. Surely they wouldn't keep repeating the same mistakes again and again.
Exactly! Nobody would be that stupid to keep buying the same game with the same exact problems every year, would they?
Whoa, wow, these are some gaming hot takes.
Well, frick, I've got Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. I guess I don't have the two good ones.
Jesus, you are really a Assassin's Creed simp, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm more on the this lady's side. I've never really been able to get into the Assassin's Creed game myself, but I guess we've got people on both sides here. References used with this pick were Michelle's Mooncalf. Oh, the character. Okay, so a bit of context. I'm a big video gamer. hadoukenchips gamer confirmed. Epic. And I've often thought about funny observations to do with games. If I did a webcomic about games, what it would be like. The concept is simple. Two gamer girls talking about games covering a game that was released that year, and each year they gain a bit more weight. It covers the period of the 360 PS3 generation from the year all the consoles released, 2007, to when all the next-gen consoles were released in 2013. The character designs are based on the other two famous gaining gamer girls from other weight gain artists, namely Kawaii Debu and the Pound Cake! Then a hero emerged in the form of Giant Panda, who has tidied up the rest of the images. Whoa!
This guy's really detailing his process.
Yeah,
goodness.
Jesus, man. I actually quite like the Assassin's Creed games, and I've completed 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, and 4, so I get an idea.
And this is 2015, so there's not going to be 5 out quite. Maybe.
Yeah. 2008.
I'm about to Fallout with Fallout 3. It keeps saying I'm over-encumbered and cannot run.
Try going into your menu and dropping some of the stuff that you don't need. Look there. Do you really need all those finance clipboards?
But someone might need them. I can't just throw them away. Why would there be so many of them in the game if they weren't useful?
Well, do you really need 12 pairs of Raider pants?
But I like to change my outfit every so often. Besides, if they get damaged, I need a replacement.
Fine. Well, at least get rid of the rolling pin. It's a useless weapon.
But what if someone needs it to make bread?
Just get rid of it.
Okay, fine. There, it's gone. You happy? Great, I can move again. Uh-oh, here comes some more raiders. Good job there's the VAT system, because trying to hit anything without using it is damn near impossible. Well, that takes care of them. Now time to loot their corpses. Oh, more raider pans. You can never have too many of them. I'm over-encumbered and cannot run. I'll never find Liam Neeson at this rate.
Eh.
I'm loving this series so far. Like, god damn, I am currently playing. Finally, I'm getting around to playing through Fallout 3. It is really cool to get back to Fallout, as I've only ever played Fallout 1 and 2. So yeah, I guess I'll get back to you with my opinion on the completed games. But yeah, encumbrance in video games. Does it really add anything to the game? Just give us infinite inventories, please. I'm looking at a lot of games for this. 2009.
I totally love Dragon Age Origins. You really get to know your teammates very well. You can spend hours just chatting to them about politics, religions, their likes and dislikes. They become like old friends. I like how you can pause in the middle of a monster-filled dungeon, blood splattered all over your faces and armor, and have a casual chat about the weather or whatever. Then if you get to know them really well, you can even form a romantic relationship with them, and eventually get to see a really awkward, really brief frickery scene between them. It's really cool to have a game that deals with relationships like that in a fairly mature way.
Yeah, the rest of the game is really good as well. Here's a question for you, though. Why is Dragon Age Origins such a good game?
I don't know. Why is Dragon Age Origins such a good game?
Because it's full of win.
I've never played any of the Dragon Age games. Is that like, is Win one of the characters? This was the joke that I thought up years ago that kind of started the whole thing off. Didn't know if it makes any sense now, but it was funny at the time in 2009.
Wow.
Oh, the chicken is from Los Polos Hermanos, the fast food chain in the TV show Breaking Bad. Here we see how the character is developing. Jane is gaining more of a pear shape with thick legs, while Samantha has a bigger belly and chest. Epic! Well, I guess finally we've got a positive review. Also, nice Triforce shirt.
God of War 3? More like Plot of Gore 3? Basically, all you do is arrive in a new area, a group of smaller enemies arrive, you swing your blades around button mashing till there's none left, then a slightly bigger enemy arrives. You kill that with an excessively gory QuickTime event, which after a while you're just getting completely inured to, as eviscerating some mythical monster goes from initially being exciting to becoming dully repetitive as you kill the same enemies the same way several times over. Then you do an awkward platform section with possibly more QuickTime events, then maybe some simple block-pushing puzzles. Repeat those previously mentioned things a few more times till you get to an epic boss fight, usually involving dodging the clearly telegraphed attacks of someone's giant hands, while whittling away at their health until you can finish them off with another gory QuickTime event. Repeat this a few more times till the end of the game.
That may be true, but you're being a bit harsh. Many of these shortcomings are made up for by the sheer epic scale of the game and those wow moments you rarely get in other games. Mind you, the God of War series has got a lot to answer for popularizing the QuickTime event. So many games have copied it badly since. In some games, the idea of a QuickTime event is basically just press X to win. The problem with them is while they might look cool if you're watching them, when you actually play them you can't concentrate on what's happening because you're constantly watching out for the next button press. As a result, you're only vaguely aware of what's happening, and all that time spent creating those elaborate set pieces is wasted. What's even more aggravating is the disconnect between what you can normally do in the game and what you can do in the QuickTime events or cutscenes. Basically, you're running up walls and somersaulting through the air. Your weapons do serious damage in just one hit, and you wonder why you couldn't have just done those cool things when fighting the cannon fodder enemies.
You can't help but feel the makers have painted themselves into a corner here with the story. I mean, what is Kratos supposed to do after killing off all the gods? Open up a Greek restaurant?
I can imagine that if Kratos opened a Greek restaurant, it wouldn't be very popular. His customer service skills would leave a lot to be desired, and the menu options would be very Spartan. Get it?
Your jokes are getting worse.
What you got now? Is that a Star Trek uniform? I don't know. Dunkin' Donuts! Damn, there's a lot of donuts. It looks like this lady's been kind of hoarding the donuts. I do actually really like the God of War games. I've played all of them, including the PSP ones. Wow. Yes, I guess you do have to play the PSP ones to get the whole story. This was more an excuse to have a go at QuickTime events in general. Yeah, QuickTime events. Can't say I'm a huge fan of QuickTime events. Admittedly, I guess I haven't played, like, Heavy Rain. 2011!
You've gotta love L.A. Noire. What if the game lets you wander around looking intensely at cigarette packets for hours on end? Also, the facial capture technology is so cool because it captures a person's likeness so well that you can play a game of Spot the Actor. So far, I've spotted half the cast of Mad Men and that fat guy from Heroes. It's also great that you can read suspects' facial expressions when you're interrogating them. Mind you, it's really easy to tell if someone's lying to you as their eyebrows wiggle up and down, their eyes spin around like fruit machines, and they shift around uncomfortably. I don't suppose you know what happened to my chocolate cake that I was saving for tonight?
What chocolate cake? I've never seen or heard of any chocolate cake. I was never near anything like that. I didn't even like chocolate cake.
Well, if L.A. Noire's taught me anything, by the ways your eyes are shifting around and your eyebrows are moving, I'd say you're lying!
Oh yeah? Well, where's the evidence?
Well, let's see. There's chocolate icing all around your mouth and some on your top. Plus, you left a chocolate icing smeared bowl and spoon in the sink.
All right, I admit it. I ate the cake. It was so easy, just sitting there unguarded, waiting to be eaten. I couldn't resist it.
Looks like the only cakes you'll be eating from now on will be in prison.
Wait, what? Do you get cakes in prison?
Probably, but only the really dry ones with no icing.
No!
And they say video games don't teach you anything. You play crime detective games, you become a master detective in 10 hours. Put 100 hours into L.A. Noire, you're a detective. Put friggin' 100 hours into The Sims, you're prepared to be the mayor of an entire city. Again, do not know much about L.A. Noire, but it sounds kind of interesting. I wonder what his... Oh, Jane's t-shirt is from the Pokemon games, is based on this design here. That does look very Pokemon-esque.
Yeah.
Starting to get big now. You can see the difference in body shapes more quickly. For fans of continuity, Samantha is wearing the same outfit she was wearing in Past 3. So compare and contrast. Alright, Hadouken, that's all very cool, but where are the weights? Where are the numbers? I loved L.A. Noire. It's a shame that other games haven't utilized the technology since to the same degree. Wow. 2012.
The thing about Mass Effect 3 is I've got a sneaking suspicion it's going to turn out like Part 3 often does in film trilogies, and that it's always the weakest of the three. This feels like The Godfather Part 3, The Matrix Revolutions, or even D3, The Mighty Ducks. While the basic shooting and character interactions are still as good as ever, a lot of niggling problems keep annoying me. First, my Shepard looks strange because they made a new facial engine, so the Shepard I spent countless hours playing in the first two games is gone and replaced by this weird facsimile. It's just not my Shepard anymore. Another annoyance is that the side missions are now very basic, involving no character interaction or moral choices. They mainly involve wandering around the Citadel, eavesdropping on people's conversations, hearing that they need some mineral or other for some reason. You go off, scan a planet, come back, say, here you go, and you're rewarded with your galactic readiness meter rising incrementally. The other main side missions aren't much better as they take place in a generic multiplayer style map, in a glorified horde mode where you fight waves of increasingly tougher enemies. There's no exploration or new characters to meet, it just feels like padding. Speaking of padding, there's a completely unnecessary multiplayer mode which exists purely to flog DLC. Worst of all, it counts for half of your galactic readiness meter, meaning if you don't grind away at it, you'll probably get a bad ending, meaning all the work you put in the previous games is essentially wasted. I just hope the ending's worth all the time and effort I've put into these games.
Calm down, Jane. I'm sure that the ending will be good to make up for these shortcomings. It's bound to reflect all the decisions you agonized over, explain any plot inconsistencies, and wrap things up neatly. It's hardly going to involve making an arbitrary decision like picking one of three colors.
You're right, Samantha. I'm sure the ending is going to be brilliant. BioWare would never let down their fans like that.
Alright, I've never played this game, but oh, I get it. Oh, I get the, oh no. Were you hurt by Mass Effect 3 hadoukenchips? Were you disappointed? I'm just getting a vibe here. So Mass Effect 3, disappointing after how good 2 was, planet scanning aside.
That's the best bit.
My other main gripe is that a lot of the build-up and the plot is wasted. It's revealed that... Spoilers! 2013!
The Last of Us has to be one of the least appropriately named video games ever. I mean, there's totally loads of people left. You can't go 5 minutes without running into groups of bandits. In fact, you seem to find more people than actual zombies. Despite the odd name, it's a great game. For an action game, though, it's actually quite slow, as you spend most of the time wondering where you're meant to go next, and looking for rags, alcohol, and scissors, which Joel can miraculously turn into pretty much anything. It's like playing through a very strange episode of MacGyver. Despite presenting Joel as some master of resource management, it's strange it never occurs to him to remove the blades from the dead enemies' skulls and reuse them. The only fault I can find with the game is that sometimes when you're being all stealthy and taking down raiders, Ellie will wander around aimlessly in plain sight of them and not be noticed, which breaks the immersion somewhat. Ellie is basically indestructible and invisible to all enemies, which makes you wonder why you have to escort her across America if nothing can harm her anyway. I suppose it's better than the alternative, which would be turning the game into one huge escort mission, with you having to restart all the time because Ellie's went off and got herself killed again. Strange to think this will probably be the last of the big releases on this generation of consoles, as the new generation starts in a few months. Can't wait to see what it brings.
Well, if the new generation continues the trends of the previous generation and grows at the same rate we did, we're gonna need a bigger couch pretty soon.
Okay, well, we've seen quite a lot of growth, both in games and these ladies. Holy moly, that lady's legs is now like 3 times the width of her whole body. But yeah, that is the end of this epic tale.
Holy moly.
Okay, that's it. I very much doubt I'll do something like this again. It's been 2 months of solid hassle to get this finished. Anyway, I hope people enjoy this and gets a few laughs. I've had some people ask me to do specific games, but doing this I've discovered it's hard to think of things to say about games that it looks. So I'm announcing a caption competition of sorts. If anyone wants to, they have my permission to redo the live dialogue for each pun uploaded on your gallery. This way they can talk about the games you want them to. You don't even have to have them talk about games, just think of funny things for them to say in each part. The benched entries will win a free sketch of whatever they want within reason that they can upload to the gallery. Good luck! Oh my goodness, did anyone enter this? I want to know. That's so cool. Wow. Yeah. Overall, I guess briefly talking about the game here. Last of Us. I've only played a little bit of it, but you're a fan.
Yeah,
right, Snide?
it's the pinnacle of its genre, isn't it?
Wow, that's big talk indeed. Would be interesting if someone did like a sequel to this, but of this current generation that's just ended with the PS5 coming out. But man, yeah, I don't think I've really seen we've really not seen anything quite like this series from anyone else. So that's really cool. Thank you very much, hadoukenchips.
Yeah, this was epic. Probably have doubled my lung capacity now.
But yeah, I mean, a comic all about chunky ladies and video games. As I said at the start, there's nothing we like more. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, everyone. We probably will be back with some more of this guy's comics. Probably doing the original version of In for a Penny. So if you're fans of Magma Man's CGI adaptation, then maybe you'll be fans of the original traditional work by hadoukenchips. So yeah, again, thanks very much to hadoukenchips. Thanks very much to all gamers out there. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow with another video. Take care!